What's up everyone, Tyler Medeiros here and welcome to TylerMedeirosTV. For those of you who are not subscribed, you can subscribe down below so you don't miss a video, and for those of you that are, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be doing something really interesting. We're actually going to be heading out and investigating a location. Now, what this location actually was, is it was said to be a pioneer cemetery. But you guys know me, I like to do a little bit of research before I visit a place, and I wasn't able to find anything on this location. And while I was actually looking at this place on the maps, it doesn't seem like there's a cemetery there. So I'm really interested to see what is actually at this place. So yes, like I said, it is said to be an old pioneer cemetery, but I'm not sure what is still there today, but there is a path. So that's where we're gonna be heading. We're gonna go check it out and see what is actually there and see if maybe we get anything to come through on the spirit box that will help us find out what maybe used to be there or what is there right now. But I'm really excited about this location because I really couldn't find anything about it. And when you look on certain maps, unless you're actually looking for this certain place, it doesn't pop up. Now I know what you guys may be thinking, how did I come across this location? Well, as I was looking for some abandoned cemeteries, I was actually drawn to this specific area. Now as I was drawn to this specific area, it actually showed up as a pioneer cemetery. But when I went to look for it again, I couldn't find it and it wasn't coming up. So of course I went through my search history and I was able to find it once again. So right now we're on our way there, and like I said guys, I have no idea what is there right now, but it is said to have been a cemetery. Now from what I know, this location is a little bit in the middle of nowhere, so it's gonna take us a little bit to get there, but I'm really excited to see what is there, if anything, because it is said to have been a cemetery, and from what I could see on Google Maps, it just looks like a path. I didn't see anything that suggested it was a cemetery, so I'm really excited to find out what is there. But guys, I'm really excited and I cannot wait to get there, so I'll check in with you guys once I pull up. It's said that in the year 1864, a man named Thomas Hopkinson sold a quarter of an acre to the church in Morriston, Ontario. The little church was where the local children would attend their Sunday school, but in the year 1911, the old church was bought by the Canadian Pacific Railway, then sold to a family and used as their residence. It's said that there was once a fence and a plaque that stood at the Pioneer Cemetery, but records from 2010 say that everything was removed and there is barely any sign of a cemetery at all. And who was buried at this cemetery is unknown. Little did I know, when I arrived to the cemetery, it was nothing like what I was expecting. Alright guys, so I just pulled up and it turns out there is a cemetery here. I'm not sure if this is the cemetery I was looking for. I'm gonna get out and actually take a stroll on this road and see if there is anything else here, because exactly where my location is on my map isn't where this cemetery is. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of a walk up and down the street and see if I could find a path, because there's really only a path to get to this cemetery, and this one that I'm in front of right now is like very visible from the street, and I wasn't able to see anything like this when I was on Google Maps, so I don't think that this is the one, but it should be around in this area. If I can't find that location, then I'm gonna go ahead and investigate this cemetery, because this cemetery looks really creepy as well. So let's get into it guys, let's get out and let's go see if we could find what I'm looking for, because I didn't really see it when I drove by. I could only see this cemetery, but I'm hoping that it's still here and I could get to it, and if not, like I said, we're gonna be getting into investigating this one. Alright guys, so I've been walking down this road for a few minutes now, and I haven't seen the path that I'm looking for that I found on Google. So I'm just gonna keep walking a little bit longer until it shows that I'm exactly on the spot where my phone says that it is. But so far I really don't see anything. But guys, like I said, this place is kind of in the middle of nowhere. As you guys can see, just take a look around. So yes, this area is eerie enough already. So I'm really interested to see how this cemetery looks, and if it is even where it says it is, because it might be that first cemetery that I stopped at. So if I don't find it, I'm gonna be going back there, because it kind of did look like it would be that one, but when I saw it on Google Maps, there was really nothing there that you could see from the road. But now that I was parked up in front of it, you could actually see a fence, and you know that it's a cemetery. But yeah, I'm gonna keep walking a little bit and see if I come across this path. But if I don't, then I'm gonna go back to that cemetery and investigate that one and really see what that cemetery is. Alright guys, so I walked down this straight path. It's supposed to be on this straight road, and I didn't see anything. I only came across this body of water here. So I'm gonna be going back to that first spot that I stopped, and I'm guessing that that's the cemetery. But from Google Maps, like I said, it didn't look like it was an active cemetery or if there was really anything left there. But now that I'm here, you could actually see some gravestones, and they look really, really old. So let's get back to that cemetery and check it out. Alright guys, so I'm outside the cemetery, and even though my location brought me just a little bit more down the road, I think this is the cemetery I was looking for. So let's get into it and start investigating. Alright guys, so right away as I'm walking into this little cemetery, it seems that there's only one tombstone right in the center, which makes it really eerie. But now I'm noticing there seems to be one off to the side a little bit. But let's get a little closer and let's set up for a spirit box session. Alright, so just before I set up for this spirit box session, one of the tombstones is actually a lot newer than the one that is standing in the center of the cemetery. And it even says on the tombstone that the person died in 2013. So to me, that's really weird that this tombstone is in this cemetery with this other one tombstone. But let's get into this spirit box. Alright guys, so I'm set up, and let me just say I keep hearing sounds around me, and when I look, there's nothing there. No animal, no nothing, and it's really freaking me out. But let's get into this spirit box session. Guys, the temperature went up another one. It's +3 right now. So I'm gonna reset it again so the beeping stops, and hopefully it doesn't happen again, but let's see. Hello? My name is Tyler. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to disturb you or disrespect you. I just clearly want to talk to you and understand you if you have a story to say, you can use this device to communicate with me and I'll be able to hear you. Guys, it keeps changing temperature and it's always going plus. If you have anything to say, now is your time. I'm listening. Alright guys, so there was something coming through at times. It just wasn't very distinguished, but there was a few voices. It sounded like a younger gentleman, it sounded like an older man, and also even a female voice came through at one point. But like I said guys, there's only 2 tombstones here, so I don't really think that there's too much energy. So I don't really think that there's too much energy in this cemetery, but whatever it was, but like I said guys, there's only 2 tombstones in this cemetery, so I don't really think that there's a lot of energy. It's really different when you have a lot of tombstones because you're dealing with a lot of different energy. So it wasn't really active right now, but this cemetery is really strange and it gives you such a weird feeling. But alright guys, I'm gonna hop in the car and start heading home. I'm really happy that I came to investigate this place because it's just really strange, and I don't really understand it with only 2 tombstones being here, and one of them is right in the center of this little piece of land. But let's head home guys. Alright guys, so I just got back in the car, and like I said when I first walked into the cemetery, I was hearing noises around me and I didn't see anything. And the same thing happened on the way out. As I was leaving the cemetery, I could hear sounds around me, but nothing was there. So I really do not know what to think about this place. Whatever is here didn't really want to communicate, but it definitely felt like something or someone was watching you. But alright guys, let's get out of here. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close out today's video here. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Today's location was a really strange one, but I'm really happy that I went out to investigate it. A lot of weird things were happening while I was there, and just it felt like someone was watching me through the bushes. But with that being said, there's a lot more exciting and interesting videos coming to the channel, so make sure you are subscribed and you turn on post notifications so you do not miss it. And again guys, I want to thank you so much for all the love, support that you guys continuously give me. It means the world to me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.